Hello, hello, here we are again. Okay, so the last video that I did for you guys was all about the clairs, all the different gifts and what they are, and I gave you examples and how amazing that was, just so you could get an idea and start paying attention to what gifts that you actually have that you're not aware of because they're part of your everyday life, right? So what goes hand in hand with clairs and your gifts is actually the different kind of empaths. Now, most people think, oh, I'm an empath or I'm not an empath, or some people don't even know, but not many people know that there's different kinds of empaths. This is important because this is another way that you can really tune in and look at what your gifts are and see what resonates with you and how those play into the clairs. And so this is really fascinating information. So let me go through the list of what we have. And I will also put this list inside school in the document section, inside the Empath tools, so that you have access to this. So you can go back and look at it whenever you would like. Okay. So let me read something really quick. Many people refer to different types of empaths. So empath ability may or may not be tied in with spiritual beliefs and awareness. So each different type usually has a stronger ability in one particular area. So empaths may feel many empathic traits in more than one sense to varying degrees. So you could have a primary empath style and then resonate with a couple other styles, or you could have just one main primary. I have several. In actuality, because I've been tuned into my gifts and I've been using them for 40 years now, I'm pretty much all of the empaths. And what you'll see is you'll be quite surprised how you're primary, but you also have a secondary and a third empath type that you use and that you resonate with, okay? So the first empath is an emotional empath. So these guys will sense and absorb the emotions and energy of other people. And I'm reading these because I want to make sure I get you all the information and then I can elaborate on top of them. Okay, and so they feel the energy of other people as well. So they will just know whether someone is sad or depressed or happy and ecstatic. They just know. They sense the feelings of someone else. They sense what's going on with someone else, even if that other person doesn't say anything. So it's very much an emotional connection. So an emotionally receptive empath will feel the same and know how the other person is feeling without having to ask. So they will display natural emotional empathy because they get how the other person is feeling, because they are also feeling what they are feeling. They will also see through any facade or front that another person may be putting up to hide how they're really feeling. So emotional empaths are a little bit of lie detectors because we know, we just know. We look at someone and we know. We know based on how we feel their emotions are, what's really going on with them. So, yeah, I find that one super cool. I'm very much an emotional empath. And what happens for emotional empaths is we end up taking on other people's energy. So what that means is we're so open and so receptive to these outside emotions that we take them on. It's almost like we unconsciously, subconsciously try and transmute this energy. But what happens is other people's energy gets stuck in our space. And so what happens is we're feeling these emotions and we think they're ours and they're not. That's why there's so many people that have anxiety, so many people that all of a sudden have anger issues or, a myriad of different things. They start their day one way and then a half hour later, all of a sudden they're super frustrated, they're super angry. You can tie those moments of emotional outbursts or emotions that are different than they were 30 to 45 minutes ago back to a situation that happened. Either it could be a text or a phone call, someone walked by, they had a conversation with someone. You can always relate it back to that. Here's what's cool about an emotional empath. Once you become aware that the energy that you're feeling, the emotion that you're feeling is not yours, within 5 to 10 minutes, usually that emotion, those feelings will kind of just wash out of your body. So then you know that you absolutely were feeling someone else's emotions and you took those emotions on as your own. This happens a lot for emotional empaths are the ones really that have a lot of anxiety issues, depression, other things like that, because they're just overloaded with emotions that are not theirs. and they almost don't know who they are or know what their emotions are, and they feel lost. Emotional empaths feel lost quite often. Okay, physical empaths. These guys will feel or know where other people's aches, pains, and illnesses are when they are in their presence. This may be an intuitive awareness or sense of what symptoms someone else has. They may actually feel the same physical symptoms or pain in their own body. For example, they may get a headache when in the company of someone else who has a headache. If they are with someone with low energy, their energy level will drop as well. They often sense what the other person may need in terms of healing. So the part about symptoms in pain in their body. So I'm feeling fine, right? I go about my day. All of a sudden I get in a group of people. All of a sudden I have a headache. Like out of nowhere, I have a headache. I will be like, all right, which one of you right here has a headache? Because I know that I picked up on that energy and it's not my headache, it's theirs. Same with a stomach ache or, nausea or shoulder pain or knee pain. If it comes on randomly and it's out of nowhere, check your surroundings, see who you've spent time with in the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, who you're with right at that time. And I can guarantee you, if you're a physical empath, you have picked up their pain. I remember when I used to do massages a lot, they didn't teach this back in massage school 40 years ago about energy like they do now. So I remember the first month of doing massage therapy, I would come home every night exhausted on the couch, crying, mad, angry, depressed. And I'm like, what is going on? And so I finally called my teacher, and my teacher was the one that explained it to me, along with another friend, that I was an empath and I was picking up people's emotions. So what was interesting was, back in my massage days, I was actually an emotional empath and a physical empath. So it was like a double whammy. And so I was in pain a lot until I learned how to ground and shield and cut cords. So I used my energetic tools, and then it wasn't a problem anymore. So the reason knowing if you're an empath and what kind of an empath you are is super important, because you can use tools to help assist you with using these gifts in your everyday life, right? Because these are valuable gifts. For you to be an emotional empath or a physical empath, like, how amazing that you can feel other people and all of that goes with it. Like, physical empaths could be physical healers, like actual, because you can feel where the pain is or the disease is in someone else's body. Like, this is mind-blowing if you take it to the next level, right? Like, it's pretty cool. Okay, the next one, intellectual empaths. Okay, so I have 2 minutes left because I think these cut off at 10 minutes. I'm so bummed. I'm trying to figure out different ways to record. So what I'll do is I'll talk about intellectual empaths, and then I'll break it up and I'll do another video. We'll break it up for you. Okay. Intellectual empaths, they find themselves able to communicate with different vocabulary and jargon. This can happen in different contexts and in an instant. They may find their communication style and use of language and phrases just adapts to what other people or persons are using. They do not consciously think about mirroring behavior or trying to build rapport. It just happens. So I do not know much about this empath style because this is not me. But I would gather, and I have seen intellectual empaths, they're the ones that will all of a sudden be around someone and all of a sudden they pick up different slang. They're talking different. They've got a different walk or a jaunt, or their accent changes a little bit. They take on or mirror the characteristics of the other people around them. So I find that fascinating. Okay, we've got 4 more, and I'll do it in the next video. Okay, bye.